Today we're talking about nutritional deficiencies, and there's two types of nutritional deficiencies that you should be aware of. There's an absolute nutritional deficiency, which would show up on things like a blood test, but usually before the blood test would show this up, people would know they have an absolute nutritional deficiency. Let me give you an example, like with vitamin C, if you're very deficient in vitamin C, we get scurvy, and this results in things like bleeding gums, bruising, you get fatigue, lots of things like that. So that's a really obvious one, but then there's a different type of nutritional deficiency that we want to really focus on here today.
So this different type is called a relative deficiency. So this is where your daily intake of nutrients and your body's use of those nutrients are at a level playing field. So that, or you may have a little bit more, which is always a good thing. So sometimes though, when you're at this level playing field, if you experience extra stress, whether it be physical, chemical or emotional, that use of those nutrients goes up, and all of a sudden you end up with a deficiency. This can obviously flow on to cause some common symptoms. Again, similar to what Dr. Jeremy was explaining, common ones of fatigue is a really, really common one.
Yeah. So what we know when we talk about these relative nutritional deficiencies is that a lot of the time it can come from a lack of sufficient nutrients in our food. Now, what we're talking about here, this comes from a recent study out of the US. So it showed a comparison between the different nutrients in 43 different fruits and veggies from 1950 to 1999, and what it showed in this comparison is that there was a really big decline in the different nutrients in these fruits and veggies. So things like calcium, iron, B2, vitamin C, phosphorus, potassium, a whole range, protein as well, a whole range of different things were quite much more deficient. So what we know when we look at this as well is, again, we do see that this can affect us when we are at higher levels of stress. Now, this is one of the things where we can see that shift and when we can see more of that nutritional deficiency being present. From there, sorry, I've just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Where was I?
You had to remember so many stats today.
Yes, I know.
You did really well. Well, I think the whole point of all that is, and Angela's read these articles, she's got a whole lot of articles and a lot of information going now, which I think you're going to do some more blogs on soon, and some lives on, which is some great information. So thanks for that, Dr. Angela.
Yeah, so stick around in the coming weeks. We will be doing and bringing out more information that we have found about why we can experience these nutritional deficiencies. So some of that comes down to what the actual composition of the foods we eat involve, but also going down to our genes and how easily we can absorb and utilize these nutrients from different foods as well.
Awesome information. Thanks for directing us on this one, Dr. Ant. And we want to say that if you do feel like in times of stress that you are feeling not quite right, or as Dr. James has alluded to, some fatigue, there's so many other symptoms that you might experience, but if you are thinking maybe this is due to a functional nutritional deficiency, come and see one of our doctors. Let us talk to you about it. Let us point you in the right direction where to get some nutritional help. Make sure you guys have a fantastic weekend.
No worries.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.